Hi, this is Crystal the Herbalist, and this is video 3 of 9, 10, or 11, however many it takes for me to get through this series on Field of Herbs. It's collecting and gathering and harvesting, drying, all the different parts of just making sure that we get the best herbal plant possible. So yesterday we talked about gathering, the leaves and burrs and buds and excrescences and things like that. Today we're going to talk about oleoresins, which are similar to gum resins. So you'll want to listen to the last video to see how those are collected and stored. Rhizomes, they're like ginger, iris, valerian, arnica. They will be the same as roots. And roots is what we're going to talk about next, like comfrey, poke, ginseng. Roots of annuals and biennials usually will have a limited value, so you just have to be careful. Sometimes not, but perennials increase in potency over the years. Roots will usually be gathered in the spring, early part of the spring, like end of February, early March. Plant juices are usually the most concentrated at that point. Roots of annuals, if you're going to use those, you want to gather before flowering seasons, because after the flowering season, there's just not much medicinal value left. The seeds or burrs, pits, things like that, for example, like almonds, pumpkin, burdock, there's actually three kinds. There's a naked heads, like fennel and parsley. There's pods, like mustard, or even the seed flower of the valerian, and fleshy fruits like melon and cucumber. Now the naked heads you want to pluck when the seeds are brown and the stalks are dry looking. You want to lightly thresh the umbels. You want to just kind of put them between your hands lightly. You want to be careful not to bruise the seeds, and that way, or even put like in a basket and put some paper or something down to catch those seeds. Be careful, again, not to bruise them. Oily seeds you'll want to gather every year, whereas regular seeds of the burrs and that, or the umbels, you can actually store those for 2 or 3 years. Pods, seeds in pods should be left in plants until they're fully ripe and mature. Then you only want to pluck them after the plant begins to dry, and then also you can actually strike those against a hard surface to get those loosened. Things like borage, valerian, calendula, centauri are a few of the seeds that would be considered as pods. Fleshy fruits like pumpkin and different melons, you want to separate the fleshy wet part from the seed and then dry them out. Make sure they're thoroughly dry. The sprouts, you want to make sure that you collect just before the buds open. Stalks, you want to gather those in the autumn, soon after the flowers decay. Stems, now there's herbaceous and woody. So the herbaceous you gather after the leaves appear, before the blossoms develop. And the woody ones you want to gather in the autumn after the foliage falls and the leaves decay. And then you can also gather them before the vegetation occurs in the spring. Now the tops, such as broom, tops are gathered when the whole herb are to be used fresh, with the tops 3 to 4 inches long, but when consumed raw, gather only 1 inch or less. Tubers or bulbs or corms, gather the same as roots. They can lose potency if you cut them in too deeply, so you want to be careful. Twigs gather soon after the flowers have decayed. And woods you want to gather in the spring or autumn when active principles are most concentrated, preferably from older trees. Resinous woods need to be able to sink in water to be acceptable. So there you have it. That's at least the different plant parts. Tomorrow, well, we've already done the video on gathering, general gathering directions, so hopefully you've seen video 4, and then the next video will be about specific gathering instructions. So you can Facebook me, email me, crystal@healthherbs.com, visit my blog posts, and I'll see you in the next video. Good health to you.